The river in the heart of the reserve was usually calm at dawn. Its surface mirrored the rising sun, broken only by dragonflies skimming over the water. For the rangers who patrolled its banks, it was a place of beauty, but also danger. Hippos lurked below the surface, crocodiles basked on the far banks, and the current could sweep away even the strongest swimmer after heavy rains. On this particular morning, Luca, a seasoned ranger, and Clara, his younger partner, were conducting their routine patrol. The rains had swollen the river overnight, and the water churned with unusual force. Trees bent toward the banks, roots clawing at muddy soil, while debris floated downstream in restless torrents. Luca slowed their jeep near a narrow bend. "The current's stronger than I've seen in months," he muttered. "Let's check downstream. Sometimes animals get trapped when the river floods." They drove until Clara's sharp eyes caught movement. "Wait, stop," she exclaimed, pointing toward the far bank. At first, it looked like a log twisting in the current. But then sunlight revealed spots. Luca's breath caught. Leopard. The animal was struggling in the water, its sleek body thrashing desperately. The powerful predator, built for stealth and grace, was no match for the raging current. Each attempt to climb the muddy bank failed, the soil crumbled beneath its claws, sending it plunging back into the torrent. Clara pressed a hand to her mouth. "She's drowning." Luca reacted instantly. "Grab the rope. We can't just stand here." They scrambled from the jeep. Luca secured one end of the rope to a tree, the other coiled tightly in his hand. The leopard's movements were weakening. Her head bobbed above the surface, nostrils flaring as she gasped for air. "She won't last much longer," Clara whispered, her voice trembling. Luca's mind raced. Approaching a leopard on land was dangerous enough, but in water, with her panicked and exhausted, it was madness. Still, he couldn't just watch her die. "Stay back, keep the dart gun ready," he ordered. Clara nodded quickly, loading the tranquilizer with shaking hands. With the rope looped across his chest, Luca waded into the river. The current tugged at his legs, cold biting into his skin. The leopard spotted him, ears flat, eyes wide with fear and exhaustion. "Easy, girl," Luca murmured, voice steady despite his racing heart. The leopard's claws scrabbled against the mud, then slipped back. She snarled weakly, the sound more despair than threat. Luca threw the rope, looping it under her chest. She thrashed, but her strength was fading fast. He tightened the knot, holding on as the river dragged at them both. "Pull," he shouted. Clara braced against the tree, hauling inch by inch. Mud and water churned as Luca guided the leopard toward the bank. Her golden eyes locked on his, wild and uncomprehending. Yet she did not strike, as if some part of her knew he was fighting for her life. With a final heave, they dragged her onto solid ground. She collapsed instantly, sides heaving, water streaming from her coat. For a long moment, neither ranger moved. The leopard lay stretched across the mud, chest rising and falling in shuddering breaths. Her tail twitched faintly, clinging to life. Clara lowered her tranquilizer gun. "She, let you help." Luca knelt a few feet away. "She didn't have a choice. But she's alive." The leopard coughed, rolled weakly onto her side. Mud plastered her fur, her muscles trembling with exhaustion. Scrapes marked her legs, raw from clawing at rocks and roots. "She won't survive like this," Clara said softly. "She needs treatment." Luca nodded. "We'll call the vet team. Until then, we stay with her." Hours passed under the blazing sun. The air shimmered with heat, insects buzzed relentlessly, and vultures circled high above as if waiting for defeat. The leopard regained a fraction of strength, lifting her head, eyes flicking toward the humans with wary awareness. She did not flee, though she could have tried. It was as if the bond forged in the river lingered, fragile, unspoken. When the vet team finally arrived in a dusty truck, the sky glowed amber and crimson. They approached cautiously, dart guns ready, but Lucas shook his head. Sedate her gently. She's been through enough. A dart found its mark. Quickly, the vets cleaned her wounds, stitched the worst scrapes, and injected fluids to fight dehydration. Clara watched closely, whispering encouragement as if the leopard could hear. She's a fighter, one vet said. Most animals caught in a river like that don't make it. Luca exhaled deeply, relief softening his features. She fought. We just gave her a chance. For 2 weeks, the leopard remained in the outpost enclosure. Each day, she grew stronger. She prowled the edges, muscles regaining their sleek power, her golden coat gleaming once more. At night, her low growls echoed across the compound, no longer weak but steady, full of life returning. Each time Luca and Clara approached, she only watched, steady, unthreatening, as though memorizing the faces of those who had pulled her from the river. Sometimes Clara spoke softly through the bars, telling her stories of the reserve, of other animals that had survived because someone cared. Luca, though more reserved, often lingered nearby, making notes by lantern light. The sight of the leopard rising to her feet, testing her strength, filled him with quiet pride. A ranger's duty was usually to keep balance, to protect by distance. But here, he felt part of something closer, more fragile. Finally, the day came for release. The team drove her crate back to the river's edge, the same place where life had nearly ended. When the door swung open, the leopard hesitated. She turned her head once toward the humans, eyes glinting with something that felt almost like recognition. Then, with a burst of strength, she bounded into the tall grass, her body flowing with effortless grace. She paused at the river's edge, framed against the sparkling water, then vanished into the trees with a flick of her tail. Clara wiped her eyes. Do you think she knows? Luca's gaze lingered on the spot where the leopard had disappeared. Maybe not in the way we do. But she'll remember someone fought for her when the river almost claimed her. The river gurgled beside them, eternal and indifferent. Yet in that moment, it felt changed, not just a force of danger, but also of rebirth. For one leopard, the river no longer marked the end. It marked survival, a second chance born from courage, compassion, and the fragile bond between human and beast. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to support the channel. See you in the next episodes.